So I built the ultimate personal assistant agent in N8N using only MCPs. And if I'm honest about it, it kinda sucks. In fact, it's so bad I had to come up with a new name for MCP. Instead of calling it Model Context Protocol, I now call it Malfunctioning Code Parasite. All jokes aside, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you why MCPs used to suck up to now. And I'm also going to walk you through a completely new alternative that N8N just released, which finally addresses all the limitations that we've seen in MCPs since the day they were released. Now, this agent has access to all the Airbnb functions, all the Airtable functions. It can do research on any subject through Tavily and Perplexity. It can scrape websites through Firecrawl, scrape Google Maps. It has access to a tool that allows it to get information on other MCP servers and give you ideas on things you can add to your build. And then it also has access to crypto information for all you crypto fanboys. So you can get the latest pricing. You can get like the fear greed chart. You can get information on new projects and all that. Now let's go ahead and give this agent a test. This is an example of an input you can send to it. Research the top 10 cryptocurrencies using the crypto tool and put the results in a new table on Airtable. So I'm going to send it, and as you can see, the agent started working. And while it's doing its thing, I want to quickly walk you through what MCPs are. So up to now, let's say you wanted to build a Gmail agent and you wanted to give access to your agent to all the functions that exist for Gmail. You would have to connect over 20 different tools to your agent. Mark read tool, send email tool, get email tool, delete email, label, create a draft. There's so many of them. And each of these tools is a separate API call. It takes separate data configuration, and you will spend a lot of time putting this together. Now with MCPs, you can save yourself all that time, because now instead of you having to individually configure each tool, you can connect to the Gmail MCP server, which already has access to all the tools that exist for Gmail and is essentially a bundle of API tools that allows the agent to easily understand what tools exist for Gmail, what each tool does, how it's supposed to send data to each tool, and when it's supposed to call that tool. So we have the list Gmail tool MCP client, which gives access to all the tools to your agent. And then we also have the execute Gmail tool MCP client that allows your agent to call those tools and take different actions with them. Now, the problem is that although there are so many different MCP servers that you can connect to, a lot of them, in fact, almost 95% of them, are completely unsecure and unreliable, which means that they work most of the time or even sometimes, and you get no security on your data whatsoever. So you end up sending your API key to some random Bangladeshi developer who decided to build his own MCP server and add it on GitHub, and you have no idea what that person is going to be doing with your API key. And for you, in your case, it's probably not even going to be working, so you expose yourself to all that risk without any real reason. MCPs up to now, most of them at least, were so bad you couldn't even use them in a real client project because they would just break all the time. However, N8N just released a native MCP trigger, which allows you to go ahead and build your own MCP servers on your cloud account. Up to now, if you wanted to connect MCPs to N8N, you would want a self-hosted account that it would take you like 30 minutes to set up, and then you will need to install the community node. But now MCPs are directly integrated natively inside N8N, and you can build your own MCP server instead of relying on third-party random GitHub servers by other developers. You can come to N8N, build your own MCP server. This is like a fancy webhook, and now you can connect your MCP server to another workflow, maybe another agent, and you can always have this MCP server, and you can have all your tools there, and you can just call this MCP server in any of your future builds. So what does this mean? Well, it means that now MCPs just became a lot more powerful. They became more reliable, and they also became a lot more secure because you're no longer going to be sending your data to random people in Bangladesh. Now, as you can see, the agent is almost finished running, and let's go to, where is it? Here, Airtable, and you can see the top 10 cryptocurrencies. It created this chart for us, and it listed all the information, their names, their symbol, their price, their market cap, and all that stuff. So that's very powerful. And now, because you can actually build MCPs that work in real life, you can finally get some sort of real use out of them. If you want access to this template, guys, I'm going to be sharing it inside my school community for free. So check the link in the description below. It's going to be inside my free school community. I also have a paid school community that you can join if you're serious about learning how to build real world AI agent systems that actually solve problems for businesses and sell them for thousands of dollars. And check out the premium community. And if you want me to make a dedicated video on how to set up your own MCP server on N8N, feel free to let me down below in the comments. This was a short one, guys. I just wanted to give you the update that this new node actually exists now, and I think it's going to be a game changer. And there are going to be a lot more real world use cases now that are going to be relying on MCP servers, just because us as developers, no code architects, or however you want to call us, we're able to save a lot of time.